possible? What's going on?
You said 31 Celsius degrees?
It's above 31. It's been consistently hot for the last 2 weeks, but especially the last 2 days.
That's very nice. That's a nice moment to go to Blue Water Parks in Dartford.
Well, at least I've got a 10 out of it.
Yes. Yes. Cool. I see we have the other Bo from Philippines still awake. Bo, thank you for staying awake.
No, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Keval just joined us. Keval, I will apologize and explain myself on why I was mute for the last few days. But Keval, if you want to say a few days, Keval is in Gujarat, India, and he will be our master agent there, and he has a very good experience. He's one of the early supporters of Rtila, and he just joined the program.
Hello, Mohammed. Hello, everyone. How are you guys?
Good. Keval, you want to say a few words about your skills, what you do, and what you can share with the community so that anybody can reach out to you as well?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I'm coming from Gujarat state of India, and I have I have worked with many web scrapers. My journey was started with like Visual Web Reaper, like the early version of the Content Grabber, and then Content Grabber is migrated to Sequentum and all that, right? So after that, I have used like many different web scrapers, but parallel to that, like I found the one most important and the powerful was the Rtila, which I
Yes.
was like
Thank you.
very impressed with, right? So in some case, like there was a web scraping things, like I wanted to do a project which even like powerful web scraper were not able to do, but Rtila was able to do it. So I think that there is a lot of things to improve in Rtila, and we are still learning. And I think, but I think the end picture will be the amazing.
Thank you, Keval, for your support, and also thank you for your patience because we've got your feedbacks for 6 months already. We have not forgotten them, and as you said, there's many things to improve still in Rtila. But I think we have a very good basis, and today hopefully I can share with you, Keval, and the whole network and our dear partners something exciting. So I will start sharing my screen. So
Great. Thank you for introduction, Mohammed.
Keval, thank you very much for joining, and thank you for being with us for all these years. Okay, let's here I will switch to dark mode. Okay, Eli, as usual, today I will not steal your sayonara.
But sure, you say that almost every week, and you still see it.
I will leave it to you. Just please, as usual, if you see anything. I see Eric just joined. Eric, welcome.
I've been listening since you introduced Keval. Nice to meet you, Keval.
Superb. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam here, Eric. Thank you.
I don't know if Tanel is connected. Tanel, if you are here, or anyone, Kim, anyone, if you want to say hello before we start. And I think Cyrus, I don't know, Cyrus, if you are connected. I see Cyrus, not Taker. Tayo, yes, thank you for the thumbs up. I don't know if Cyrus is connected, but that's the first update. So two updates. Eli, you're directly concerned by it. For the last backend as a SaaS delivery, the Directus set up with the VPS, few of you didn't receive it yet. So Eli, Kim, Zach, Keval, and many others. So finally now, I think we have reached the maturity. We're going to deliver all of them between today and coming Monday. And the reason being is that we were waiting for this maturity so that we don't have to scrape again the database schema. And Eric, for you and for all the ones that got the Directus before, we will have to do a small schema update just to bring you up to speed with this update that I'm going to share today. So that's for the back-end deliveries with their VPS for all our master agents. We will finalize this in the next 3-4 days. So thank you for your patience. That's number one. Number two, the community is such a nice thing to have, because now we start to have people putting in their stuff, giving and taking. And we start to have people giving more than what they take, which is very nice. So we will have to give back more also to those people. So Cyrus shared with us a large database of B2B leads that we're going to clean up. It's a huge database. It's over 1 million leads, probably about 2 million. Many of them, of course, have broken data or broken websites and so on. But to that, we're going to add our scrapping of Google Maps, Trustpilot, Y Combinator, and many startups databases. Eric, if you want to chip in your database, Bozidar, if you want to chip in the Slovenia database, and then Tanel, the Slovenia database from Bozidar, and if Tanel is okay, we can chip in the Estonian database, and then everybody chipping. We would like to offer an X10 reward. If you chip in 100,000 B2B leads, you get 1 million back. If you chip in 10,000, you get 100,000 back. If you chip in 1, you get 10 back. And then together we can build this. And once we reach like a massive level, then we can monetize it, all of us together. And the idea, because the database is so massive, we wanted to propose you that with Rtila, we will take a big server dedicated just to host this database, and we make it available to you guys as master agents through API, so that you can keep a small VPS. And the idea is that you then focus on your 100,000 that are for your niche, or your 500,000. So this way you have like the general database available to you at any time without having the cost of hosting it. And it's kept up to date by all of us. And then you guys focus on your niche that you will sell. So the idea is that, like the 1001 Arabian Nights. So this is like the 1,100,000 B2B leads, with the 1 million generic and the 100,000 specialized that you can deliver. In your case, Bozidar, it will be probably 250,000 that you have that are specific to Slovenia. So you guys can have that combination. And we think that will be a powerful way for you guys to start to monetize all our efforts, at least in this way. So we'll take questions on this, but for now, for this week, it's just an announcement. And we will be building the big database server and give you more details as we go. That's update number 1. Any quick feedback maybe, or guidance from you guys? If the idea is good and if this is going the right direction at least? I think Eric, you're mute. No comment?
I was just shaking my head, even if I'm mute. I have no questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So we'll keep you updated as we go in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. We will have some update on that part. Now it's just a very good timing this week. Everything is coming together, all our delays and challenges, and also what we are doing with you guys on a one-to-one basis, and we start to have data coming in. But we have the challenge of now matching relational data inside Directus. And Eli, you remember the first challenge we had, even for you when we started with the scrapping of the data, was that you had people and then you had their content, and then it's a many-to-many relationship. So now we have a solution to settle that. And I will just do a recall on relational database, the course that we already have, just to refresh our memory. After that, point 3, I will show you the new updated command, and it's a course and resources with the templates that is coming. We call it advanced batch data, but it's actually advanced Directus batch API upload, so that we can massively upload, scrape and upload, or upload from a CSV file or from websites directly into the Directus database. And I will show you what it does. Actually, I haven't shaved, I don't know if you noticed, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, because I was spending like at least 6-7 hours myself personally just on this feature, because I think it's very, very important, and I think it will empower all of us. Even if it doesn't look that complex at the surface, it's actually very complex. We try to simplify it, and it's still a little bit complicated, but we will support you guys into getting this knowledge and using it for yourself. So that will be point 3. And then I will demo it. I will show you how that command in Rtila is taking massive data from a CSV file and pushing both the company data and the employees data, and relating employees and their roles, which was very complicated to do before. And now you're going to see it's a matter of a click and a couple of seconds to relate thousands of data rows. And then, as usual, questions and answers for as long as we can today. And that's it. Let's kick it off. So, as usual, a little recall where we are. We are still in the data enrichment, between data formatting and data enrichment. That's exactly where relational data comes in, because it's like relationships between humans, Eli. Help me if you can with examples. I may have a certain amount of skills or I have some products, but without my relationship with you, Eli, there are many products or services that I will not even be able to offer unless I have a relationship with another human that has something, and together the relational human added value creates a big new added value. So it's the same with data. Let's say you have a data set, Bozidar. Let's say your data set is worth, I don't know, $10,000 because you have so much data. But without relationship, it will be just worth $10,000. If now you create very advanced and very semantic relationships inside the same database, just by bringing in relational data structure and semantics and analytics, instead of $10,000, maybe it's worth $50,000, maybe $100,000. So much it provides value to your user, because if you can show them graphs and relationships and this happened at this date, and I can find you all the directors that were directors in a company that has less than 10 employees between this date and this date. Once you can pull that level of relational data, it's like you had a one-dimensional database. Now it's like a multi-dimensional queryable database. So relationship creation and relationship management, especially the many-to-many relationships, is so critical and it's so enriching in terms of value. So that's where we are. Even if we have not moved, we have moved in value. And a little recall, why are many-to-many databases so complicated, especially for business people like us who are not developers, is because when you are relating two tables in a many-to-many way, we actually have to create a third table, and that third table is going to be the store of the relationship between the two entities' entries. So we have in our course the relationship between a student and a course, and when you match them together into a relationship, we call it enrollment. So and the concept that you need to remember, and I will not spend too much time on this, is that for the enrollment table to work, every enrollment in the table has to have a unique ID. You see here the enrollment ID. It has to be a specific unique enrollment. I cannot have the same enrollment ID for Mohammed taking course X and then the same enrollment ID for Eli taking the same course, because then it will mess up. So that's the first thing. We need a unique ID for the relationship itself. And then in that unique ID for that unique entry inside the enrollment row, then I will pull the unique ID of the student and I will pull the unique ID of the course. And now I can say there is a relationship between this particular student, this course, and it started on this date, and the status of payment is paid or not paid. Now, the relationship database, what we call the junction table or the junction collection, can carry additional metadata. Not only it makes the relationship between the student and the course, but we have metadata like when he started, when he stopped, did he pay, what documents he can get. So the relationship table itself becomes a source of data and a source of updates. So far, so good. Does it make sense, guys?
Yeah, beautiful. Anybody got any questions?
Yes, I'm simplifying it a little bit too much, and I hope it's not too complicated, but this is really like the base of relational data. Yeah, and maybe in some documentation, you will see that in a relational table, this key that is here, the key that relates to the student, is called a foreign key. So the main key of the enrollment is the unique ID of the enrollment itself. That's called the key, the main key. But then you need to go outside in another country, another table, and get the foreign key of the other entity. That's why they call them foreign key, main key and foreign keys. So in this enrollment, we have the main key, and then we have two foreign keys, one for the student, one for the course. And then we can add the date, the status, and whatever we want. Okay, so that's the very basic of relational database. Now, we had in our database schema, and Eli, this is what I wanted to relate to that we changed, is that we initially introduced to you a higher concept called relationship abstraction. So there is like a level where you can abstract and create a new table that we call party, and then we save every party, students, courses, or enterprises and people, in this party table. And that level of abstraction is very powerful, but it's also very hard to comprehend for us as business people. So with the team, we worked very hard, and we find a way that provides us the same level of analytics and joins and enrichment, but we simplified it one level down, which is now we don't need the role catalog. We just need the natural person table, the organization, and then we use the join table to put the metadata that I just showed you. So in the join table, we will put the course, the role, when they started, if they are director, if they're shareholder. So we've simplified this. Instead of 3 plus 1, it's now 2 plus 1. 2 tables, which is the company, the people, and then plus 1 is the joint table, which is the natural person / organization table. So we removed one table from the equation. I hope it will make sense, but we retain 100% of the infrastructure, just like Apollo, ZoomInfo, Lucia, and the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. We retain the same level of analytics and relationship matching. So that's the conceptual update. And and now, if there is any hands, let me know, Eli, before I move.
No, I can just
Good.
hear crickets.
Cool. So this is reminders, and I want to show you because now we're going to talk about the new command that is called the batch data API. And we have already started the course. So you guys, after a few hours, you can go back to rtila.com/community, and you will see there is a new course called Advanced Batch Data Management. We will add the video, we will add the slides, and we will add the templates to download. But right now we have just put a documentation. It's 200 lines. It may take you 15-20 minutes, but it tells you everything you need to know about the batch API, the batch API command, and how you can create many-to-many relationship, many-to-one, how you can upload files, images, favicon, how you can apply geolocation, longitude, latitude. So everything is packed in this command. And not only it scrapes from the web, but it also has all these modes here. So we can directly scrape from a website and push into Directus. So Eli, in our first example we did together, instead of finding the CSS selectors and then downloading as a CSV, we can get all that database of, what was that website? It was called, I forgot the name. We did also...
You mean the book website?
Yeah, the website that had, where we were having a hard time to find the CSS selectors. It was like a social network with groups for ADHD groups. We were searching for them. I'll find it back. But it's something like Stack, not Tech Stack, it's Substack, something like that, yes. So now we will be able to scrape directly from Substack or Trustpilot or wherever. And without having to download into a CSV, we push into Directus. That's the mode that we already have. We call it the CSS DOM mode. And then we have added just this week a new mode, which is CSV mode. So sometimes we get files or we use Rtila and we have CSVs. I think that's Keval. That's most of your scraping you've done and you saved it in CSV. So we added this command that can upload the data from your CSV and will match the columns in the CSV to the Directus table column. And now, boom, in one go, you can upload everything, including making relationships. So you can first upload a CSV of companies, and then let's say you have a CSV of employees, and then you upload the CSV of employees, and you say this employee has this role, and this employee has that role, and you will create the many-to-many relationship, even though it's a CSV file, which is something that is not possible when you do it from the front end of Directus. So in Directus, you can import a CSV, but it doesn't import GeoJSON, it doesn't import geolocation data, and it doesn't import relationships that are not already resolved to their ID. But with Rtila, we can resolve an employee or a person just with his name, even we don't know the ID in the database. We relate a person name to a company name without going into the hassle of finding the unique IDs. So this was very complicated, took us a lot of time, but now it's available. And also you can always throw in static data or dynamic data from Rtila with our syntax curly bracket. So you can throw in dynamic data. And when you use the CSV mode, it's either you pull the data from the CSV or you pull the data from the web. Because it was so complicated, we kept them separated as flows. So if you need to pull from both, you need to do it sequentially. But whether you use CSV as a source of data or the web, CSS, you can mix up with static and dynamic data from Rtila. So this explains everything, including the type of fields that we support, and it gives you a lot of examples on how do you create the syntax. So for example here, once you explains everything, how to configure it, you have simple examples. So first you have to use hash and put the field type. So it explains everything. The syntax is field type, field name, data source, and then how to do it with a CSV file, how to do it with static data, and how to do it with CSS data. And then it goes on and shows you many different examples on how to upload images, how to upload from a CSV file a local logo, and so on, and then how to upload longitude and latitude from CSV file or from manual. And it goes through every type of data, including the many-to-many. So the many-to-many relationship has two entries. One is what we call, let me go back to here, many-to-many. Sorry, I forgot where I put this one. These are the examples. I will show you in Rtila, but the many-to-many relationship works with two rows. First, we create the relationship, and then we have another row to specify like the role of the user in that company. So it's how to specify the other fields inside the junction table. So that's how we link the entry and the configurations of the fields, and I will show you live and it will make more sense. So this was just to show you guys the new resource, and as we go we will do some more specialized tutorials. For example, the next tutorial we have in mind is how to download, either scrape directly from the web the Y Combinator startup directory, or we have already the files for the startup directory that we will start to share with you guys, and how to upload the CSVs with all the startup names and their founders. We have two files, the startup company data and the founders information. So we will do a tutorial that will show exactly this for Y Combinator, because I think Y Combinator is a good example. Okay, let's try to spend more time on the actual live demo. And here what I want to show you is how it is after the run, so that I can show you here. For example, these are the companies. So we have 200 companies, and these 200 companies, they have many people working with them. Maria Espinal, John Doe, and Abigail Dolante. I almost put Dervante. So it's Dolante. And then we have their special position in the company. This is not a very good example because it's like sample data and I wanted to go fast. All of them are directors, but actually you can really pull whatever is their position. This guy is CEO, this guy is employee, this guy is in this department. But this is just to show you that you see now, I have in my database the company name, I have all the people related to that company, and for every person related to that company, I have his or her position, and then I have the date at which that particular position was assigned to this particular person. And then because I scraped from source one can be Google Maps, Trustpilot, Y Combinator, or the local company directory, I know where I got that data from. so that I can have it. So this looks now simple, but this was like so much pain in the back to reach this level of maturity and make it work fast. So this is how it looks from the company table view. But if I go into this company, for example, I will have much more data. Right now, I didn't populate all the data, but all the data that comes from Google Map, how many reviews, and so on, and then all this data that we'll do, vectorial data, we'll go back to it. Also the location I didn't upload, but what I want to show you is the relational data. If I go back, I have the list of all the people who work for this company. So it's already built into the back end. I don't have to prepare and develop a front end. I have all the people related to this company. And likewise, if I go to the people table now, for every person, I have all the companies that Maria Espinal is related to. So she is related to Maxima, to Selver, to Remy ST. And then what is her role in every single company, what is her role and when she joined, and so on. And likewise, if I go to Maria profile now, and I go down, I can see all the companies that Maria is working with. And then I can go and then I can get details. And now this is the third table, the joint table between the people and the companies is here. And now in this table, I can display everything in one go. I can display, and you can see how much data is actually being populated automatically by Rtila. So this is one company, but we had to create 3 rows because we had to create one row for the role of Abigail in this company, another row for John Doe in this company, and another row for Maria in this company, so that every person relationship to a company has its own unique line. And this unique line, this unique relationship entry, we can continue. So I messed up the how you call it? The date. I didn't put the right format, but we can go here and add fields and display the IDs. Right now the IDs are hidden, but actually I'm gonna go and display them for you guys. Here I'm gonna show this, show field. For learning purposes, it's better to show them, but maybe for your team, once you have team working with you, you can hide these IDs just so that you don't overwhelm them. But now if I go back here and I go to one relationship, now I see that it's related to this organization, it's related to this person ID, and the role is director. And I can make it more human friendly by showing the company name and showing the person name. But this is where we can enrich the relationship itself. And for 2 companies, because we have 200 companies here, and we have 3 people, that means that we have 200 multiplied by 3, we have 600 rows of relationships. And this you don't have to do it yourself manually to create all these relationship entries. Rtila does it all in one go. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to delete the 200 companies here. Okay. And when I delete the 200 companies, it doesn't delete the people, but it deletes the relationships, because if the company is gone, the relationship is gone as well. So you can define what to do when a company or a person is deleted. Do you want to keep the relationship for historical purposes, or do you want to remove them to save on data? Here I remove them. So now we have a clean organization natural person junction table. We have nothing, we have no companies, we only have our people. And now I'm going to go to Rtila. It's here. And this is Directus batch CSV. So let me show you here how it works. So I configure my Directus entity. So you guys will just change this, put your own URL, put your credentials, your API key, make sure that it's bearer token, and then skip the head row, yes, and then check for duplicates, and then avoid duplicate names, because we don't want to have 2 companies with the same name. So Rtila can do that check. Once you configure the command, this is where you put the syntax that I showed you in the course. And right now what I'm saying is that the input field, the type input that is called name, this is for company. So here I'm writing inside organization table. So inside the company table, organization table, I'm saying that the field called name will be related to the CSV column called name inside this CSV file. Yeah, and then it will get this CSV file, get whatever is in the column name for every row, and match the CSV columns and rows to the Directus columns and rows, and then put the right data for the right person, for the right company in the right place. And all you have to do is to match the field name with the column name. And then I'm saying here, I also want to create an M2O, many-to-one relationship for every company. I'm saying in the field source, I use the dot source name, and then I say dot source name is source one. And here Rtila will understand that you want to assign source one to this company, but you don't know the ID. So because we use dot source name, this will tell Rtila to do a lookup. So lookups are very complicated, they take a lot of effort. But here you can do it with this syntax. You can say for the source field, dot source name, that means lookup using the source name field name, and find the entry that has source one and replace it with the unique ID in the database so that I don't have to do it. So that's another very powerful feature. And then this is where the magic happens in terms of M2M, many-to-many. This is where I am creating all the relationships with 2 lines. I can create 100,000 relationships. So I'm saying this is a many-to-many. And first, we need to create the relationship between the company and the related person. So the relationship field is called related person. And then I'm saying here manually, I want to relate Maria Espinal, comma, John Doe, comma, Abigail, and his full name. And I'm telling Rtila the junction table is called organization _ natural person. And the lookup field, because you see, I'm not using the IDs of Abigail. I'm saying that the lookup field is the full name of my client. So all I have to do when I scrape a database, if I have a name, I just use the name of the person and the name of the company, and Rtila will do the lookups of the company ID and the lookups of the person ID, and then link the two in the table. So that's what happens here with this line. And then once we have created the main relationship, let me go back here. Then I do a second row, and the second row is called a junction table entry. Now I know that Maria has been created as related to a given company. Then I say inside that row between AiA and that company, right now, in that relation collection table, go and this is the target field role, and I want to apply a role, which is a drop down. And the drop down value I want for Maria is director. But here I could put shareholder, I could put employee, and I could dynamically feed it or get it from the CSV as well. So these are, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and you can deal with all this complex data. And later on, we will show you also the syntax with GeoJSON and file upload and images. But this is just for today as an example. Now, once I have done that, I'm going to run the command right here. And if you pay attention to the console log, it's going to take my input. It noticed that I want CSV. It's getting all the data from the CSV. And now it's batch uploading 100 companies at a time. So now it uploaded 200 companies. And for every company, it created 3 rows as a relationship. And I think this took like a few seconds. Now, if I go back to my table here, I will put back our big screen. Now, if I refresh, if I just go between here and here, boom, all my data is in my database. So the people are here, the companies are here with the right relationships. I can go back to my collection table, my junction table. All the data is there, 600 entries. And we calculated, we optimized it. It can be even faster. Eric, you're mute if you're trying to speak. You can upload something like a few thousand per minute, like 1 or 2,000 per minute. So you can upload massive databases in a couple of minutes or a couple of hours.
Sorry.
So, yes, Eric?
Just the amount was going to be the question for how fast it's going.
Yes. Well, you saw just now we did 200 in like 10 seconds or something like that. So let's say 1,000 per minute is already huge. That means 60,000 per hour. That means in 2 hours you can upload 100,000 database, and in 24 hours you can upload a million rows of data. So this is when you don't have images. Of course, if you're uploading images, it will be much slower. But this is just text data. So I hope it was not too complicated. This is still the first time that we present this. So we will clarify, we will improve. But we just wanted to share with you the good news that we've reached this level of maturity in terms of relationship creation. So now we can really enjoy all the data that we scrape. We can enjoy easily making it speak in our database thanks to the relational data. And then we continue, Eric, like you're doing. Now we can continue and enrich the contact details with emails, social media, and so on. And the same, everything is related to everything. We can have contact details for the people, and we can have contact details for the companies. And now you can pull B2B data, personal data, whatever you want for any people in any company, in any position. So we were talking about the potential of creating your own Apollo. So this is actually the proof or the realization. Now we have in situ an Apollo-like database, and Rtila pulling the data from CSV, web, or other databases or other APIs, and boom, pushing it into your leads SaaS. So I spoke fast. I hope it's not too fast, but happy to take questions and happy to deliver all this to you guys starting next week. All of you guys will be able to benefit from the database of Y Combinator. We will put it on for all of you guys. And then any other personal data that you have, we will also add them. And once we clear the big master database, we will also give you access to the big master database. Okay, let's move the floor to the questions here.
Well, there's no questions in the messages, but does anybody have anything to ask? Was it there, maybe? Yeah?
Yeah, I have. Can you hear me?
Yes, Bozidar, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm so sorry, but I think I'm missing something here.
Yes.
Because I'm lost.
No problem.
Firstly, we talk a lot about downloading stuff, but
yes.
Initially I understood that you will do it, you know, the database, VPS server, and so on.
That's right.
But those downloads, for who are they? For me?
Yes, so
but I don't know this stuff. It's interesting, but I think it's overwhelming for me.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why you're right. We do it for you for the first database. So this way you can see it. So first you get it as a delivery, as a master agent, and then you can go back to the course and you can take your time to understand how it worked.
Yeah, because I saw all your videos, but nothing like that. And in time, how much time is still necessary to start, you know, collecting the data?
Yeah, so because all this, of course, is powerful, but has a learning curve, especially if you don't have technical knowledge and you're more a business person.
Okay.
So our approach with the program for non-developers is that let's put the results first for you and take your time about the technical knowledge. And then when we will do the one-on-one session, Bozidar, then we can show you, you see, for your case, for your database, this is what it corresponds to this course or this command.
I see.
And then when you see the results matched with the configuration of the command, then you say, I know now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it will be easier for you on a one-to-one basis with your real data.
I don't miss anything, I think.
Yeah. No, you didn't miss. It will.
Okay.
This is generic knowledge for those who start or do another database, but for you it will be adapted to your source.
Okay, but now, Eric, are you the only one who is already doing it, or somebody else also?
I think there are more.
Yeah, there are few people. There are people actually who are very quiet, but they're developers, and they're already smashing data.
I see.
Like maybe Keval, maybe I think Keval, you probably scraped millions of data rows in your couple of years. So
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's still happening. Okay.
yeah, it is
Thanks.
happening.
Thanks.
What we are doing now is just we're trying to make it faster and easier and kind of more structured with an online database and a back end. But this has been happening all these few years. And also, this is like the most complex scenario, Bozidar. Scrapping relational data and then saving the relational data and then uploading it into the database is the most complicated data management activity that you can have. And we cover all of them because we have uploading images is also a relational data. Assigning a geolocation is a relational data. Assigning a person to a company is a relational data. Assigning a tag or a category to a company is also a relational data. So it's a little bit hard at the beginning because as business people, we consume the relationships, but we never build them. You know?
Yeah.
We just consume them.
What's your maybe timeline where this could be mature for SaaS?
So this is already SaaS level, but we call it
really?
B2B SaaS. So
okay,
you could
B2B, yeah. But it's not still mature to sell it, or already.
No, I think you can sell it to professionals like web agencies, marketing agents, because they just want the data, and for them a simple web interface like this backend could be enough. And you can also open for them the API, and they just pull the data from the API into their CRM.
I see. Okay.
Yes, so you can already, with what we have here, you can already sell some of your data via API, via CSV export, or via a backend access like this.
Okay.
And
but
then here,
those data are not enriched yet, I think.
yes, no, assume that you enrich them and then you give them access. Yeah.
Okay.
So let me show you here. No, sorry. Here in our program, because we are still, we're not even in the middle of our program. Yeah. Our program normally takes 9 months, at least 9 months to reach the full end of the spectrum. So we are here in the middle. Yeah.
Okay.
So you see here at stage 6, stage 7, we start to work on the front end and the presentation and how you're going to make money out of it. Yeah. So when we reach here, this is where you see here front end SaaS.
Yes. Okay.
Right now we're doing just the back end. We're focusing first, scrub the data, organize it, format it, enrich it, keep it in the back end, go to the million database or 100,000 rows. Then you have something nice and organized, and then in the next few weeks or months, don't worry, we will start with the front end and the sales part. And after we do that, the idea is that after a couple of months of taking users, we will also get user data, user input, feedback. So we will also gather intent data, metadata. Then we have a new set of data to train an AI model, and this is what we put here. The objective is that once we have a SaaS, and after a couple of months or a year of working, you have enough data to train your own AI agent or your own AI model to perform in a specific way for this specific industry, because you've run a SaaS in that industry. That's the ultimate goal, is that in the next 1 or 2 years, you can not only sell the data, but you can sell an AI model, your own ChatGPT for accounting or your own ChatGPT for construction pre-orders or something like that, you know.
I see.
Yeah. Or this
I
is
was looking just what it's possible to monetize, in between this year.
Oh yes. So here where we are right now.
Maybe bots or what?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So
yeah.
no, you're right. So let's summarize that. What you can monetize right now with Rtila where we are in the program. You can indeed monetize your automations and turn them into standalone bots and sell them. And then people go and scrape and they manage their CSV files. Yeah.
Okay.
You can also sell the data sets. So you scrape, you get the Excel files, and you upload them on our marketplace or on your website, and people can download every month. Let's say they want the list of all the new companies formed in Slovenia every month.
I see.
So every month they pay a subscription, and every month you upload a new updated file. So a lot of businesses are selling CSV files on subscription. A lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Enormous companies, like billion-dollar companies. There is one, I will not say the name because we're starting a partnership, but they're basically selling a gigantic CSV file, and people pay thousands of dollars per month just to get that CSV file, and they have a weekly update. So that's huge business, and people will not. So this is B2B, you know, it's business selling to business data.
Yeah, B2B, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they don't really care about the design and interface. They just want the raw data. Okay. And here you see here, I don't know if it's big enough, but we put here API marketplaces. Yeah.
Yes.
Because in maybe 1 or 2 months, we will show you how your Directus API, there is a way to connect it to a marketplace where people actually, they purchase API access. So let me show you very quickly Rapid API. So people are scraping, can be good for you very soon, Eric, because people are scraping data from Google Maps and then selling it as an API access.
Yay.
Yeah, exactly what you're doing.
I'm in.
Yeah, so Rapid API is a platform where people are selling access to APIs. And I think my connection is not good, or yeah, I think Rapid API, I did a mistake. I think it's IO, Rapid API. Let's see. Could be my connection is bad. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I have a yeah, that's what I use, Rapid API.
Message box. People can connect to it on the message box. I can connect if you want and show them.
Yeah,
no,
can you share? I think
on my side as well. They are down.
They're down. Yeah, they're down. So let's do something else. We go to Google.
Shady business.
Maybe they have too much queries. Let's remove this dark mode. Images. Here, let's just share with you this. No, not this. Okay, we will cover it another time. But basically, what this is, it's a marketplace of API access, and you can. It will guide you how to set it up. But then people can purchase subscription to an API. So Bozidar, you can list your own API because this whole setup has an API. So you can, we will help you how to configure it to make it available on Rapid API. There are others, not only Rapid API I put for you here. API layer. Let's look at API layer. Maybe that's working. Here, API layer. So let's look at it very fast. Here is the marketplace. So you see here, there are people who are selling different stuff, currency, API, data, email verification, API. You know what we have for free as a command? They're selling it as an API. So, but you have so many things, like they have SEO API and let's say Google Maps.
Food finance, wow.
Or let's Google maybe. So these are Google search results via API, remote jobs. So for example, these guys, let's look at them. They are selling an API for remote jobs. I don't see any. So they tell you how the API will respond, and then there is the pricing. Where is the pricing? This is a bad example. Let's go and. Oh, I'm getting lost. Let's go back here. API layer. Let's take another better scored API product. Okay, here phone number verification, for example. You see, you pay a subscription. They have 100 requests per month for free for you to test the API, and then people will pay. And this is a marketplace. People pay here, and they will pay you back at the end of every month. And they give you the technology to monetize your API without building a website, nothing. Just what we are offering you. You can monetize it with these marketplaces. So So when the time comes, we will, for those of you who want to sell your data via API and monetize it this way, we will help you connect one instance to an API marketplace to start to make money. So that's here, how you can monetize it. And also in Rtila.com/ in our marketplace, we are going to open in our downloads, we're going to open a new category for you to list CSV files and Excel files so people can buy data. And here again, we take the payment, we give the file to the people, and you update it every month, and then we share the profit and we send you your part of the money. So we have our marketplace where you will be able to list your data sets.
Great.
Yeah, so these
Can
are...
I just jump in just for a second?
Yes, of course. Eli, please.
API. I want people to think quite creatively. You got to remember, Mohammed is talking about relationships, right? And he's always spoken about taking as much data in as possible, right? So the more data you have, especially in relationships, you're then in a position to actually use your API from a niche point of view. So say, for instance, you take in the information to do relating to football or sports. Let's say you have this huge database, right? And it's all about sports. Now you can actually create the API so it actually gives football information. And that same database, if you twig it in the right way, which Mohammed will show you, you can have it about ice hockey. Now that database still has football and ice hockey and all these other things in it, but you can filter it in such a way so you can sell that data in multiple different ways, even though you scraped that in that one database. Mohammed, am I bringing this out correctly?
Super correctly. Actually, you know, when I was playing around with relational data, you know what I used?
Yeah.
The Premier Football League.
There you go. Right.
So I was scrapping the data. Yes.
So now, when this is where it's important to understand the power that you have with the framework that Mohammed talks about. Don't think small. Understand what he said about a month ago. Taking as much data as possible, but have a goal. If you've got a goal, then you know what data you want and how much. Remember, he did say about taking 100 different data points, fields, etc. The more data you have, the more flexibility you can then customize an API to do a specific thing. And that same database can do another thing because you've got so many data points. You may just need 10 fields for the football, and then you choose 30 fields for the hockey or whatever, but it's all under that one database, but you can use it in multiple different ways. Have I confused things or have I simplified things?
No, it makes sense. And maybe to make a parallel to what you're saying, the same can be done with the real estate. You can do a scraper that scrapes real estate and then makes them all available in one API, no matter which website publish it.
Yeah, you can niche that down. Let's look at the real estate side of it. Niche it down. If you take if you take enough data points, then you're in a position where you can say flats in so-and-so place, or commercial buildings in so-and-so. So that's one API for flats. And another API could be for commercial buildings and niched it down in a certain way. It's still the same database, but because you thought in the long term and said, I want to do real estate, you now know that I want to cover flats, I want to cover commercial, I want to cover that, and you've taken the data and needed. So later down the road, you can now split that data and make money in more than one multiple way.
Exactly.
That's another way.
And also there is another secondary market for data. So we call them API marketplaces, So this is something that we as business people will not expose very much, but actually a lot of people who have, what is it called, big CRMs, Microsoft Dynamics, HubSpot, Odoo, or anything, they have plugins that can easily integrate APIs to pull data. So they're just looking for a subscription for an API to pull data. They want VAT data, they want sports result data, and it's already integrated in their CRM. So you may even not see them. They're actually buying through an integrator, but they're buying your API subscription. Because this is what big companies are doing. They're buying subscription and they just want it to inside their CRM. And the only way to bring the data into their CRM instantly is if you provide that data as an API layer, like what we have prepared you guys for.
Yeah, and how they monetize that too is that if they haven't got the data, as they say, you pull it from elsewhere, they may get charged, let's say, £1,000 a month.
Yeah.
But you, as a person, have to subscribe to get that extra bit of data, for instance, and I'm sure you've done it, you pay £5 a month.
Yeah.
But if you've got a subscription base of about 5,000 people, well,
Fantastic.
you've invested 1,000 and then you're making 10 grand, right?
That's right, yeah. I think there is a big market there, yeah.
There's a big market. So even though you've got your data, it doesn't stop you from borrowing other people's data, as long as you're making profit when you pull in the data so you can share it to other people.
Exactly.
And it makes sense, obviously, with what data you have.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
Okay. I have actually a question for Eric and also for you, Mohammed, if it's possible.
Of course.
Can I speak still? Yeah. No, because about the niche, the Germany, it's a big place. Slovenia is small. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if it's for me, okay, if I go nichely, if I go with the niche, because it's so small and we have 2 million population, If I put yoga, I have, I don't know, maybe 2,000 people there. Yeah. No, because Eric, you were looking about the osteopathy, health, natural health, and so on. And how much it is altogether? What's your perception?
Well, we have up to now we have like 60,000 data points from 30% of all search URL.
30% and 60,000 of data.
Yes. So I think in total we will not cross 100,000 because you double since it's
Yeah.
of course it's
100,000, but just in that niche.
just in that niche.
Yeah. Why did you choose that niche?
I have 2 clients that require these.
Okay.
They are distributing machines for osteopath, whatever
I see.
doctors.
You are already selling the data.
I'm selling the data, yeah.
Okay.
But Eric is on another level. He got the client before the data.
Okay. That's nice. Okay, very clever. Okay.
But as I said, always in every session, I'm happy to share the data with anyone in the Rtila group. So whenever you need something, Posidar,
Yeah, we will all do. I think we will all do. The idea of Mohammed put it all together. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Hey, thank you, guys. Yeah.
Welcome,
Up to you,
Posidar.
Mohammed.
Do you want me to cover another point, or it's good with Eric? Alles
For
good.
me, okay. You can go.
Alles gut,
You want.
perfect.
Cool. I saw Alan chipping thumbs. Alan, welcome. I don't know if we have other people that we didn't say hello, but anyone who has a question, please don't be shy. Keval, yes, please, Keval, come on.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know this answer because I'm a bit late joiner. So I just want to know like this Google thing, like how we are handling the reCAPTCHA.
Oh yeah, it's solved, by the way. The reCAPTCHA is solved, and we use 2CAPTCHA.
Oh, okay.
So you have 2CAPTCHA, you open an account, is not expensive, and then you take the API key and then you put it inside the Rtila CAPTCHA command. And it will automatically solve it.
I see, okay.
Mohammed, will you do me a favor? Will you also work with Monster Capture, because they seem to be reliable and the cheapest? I tend to use them and I found them to be really,
we will.
reliable.
We will.
Capture.
So yeah, we will definitely. The reason why we chose 2CAPTCHA is because they have actually humans solving the CAPTCHAs. And that's ultimately, we wanted reliance, and because it's a human, they always solve it on 99% of the cases. But yeah, if you don't mind, put it in the community. What are the CAPTCHA systems you guys like? And then we're happy to work on an integration. The same for proxying. We integrated with 1 or 2 proxy providers, but we can integrate more.
So one more question.
Yes,
Mohammed. The CSV file that you are imported using the Rtila.
Yes.
can you show how that looks like, the work
Yes.
format or something?
Yeah, sure. That's a good question. Let me show you here.
And the mapping that you showed, like many to many and many to
Yeah.
other, it's all based on like exact matching, right?
Exactly, it's exact matching for now, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go here. My Excel broke down, so I will show you in Visual Code Studio, but this is
That's fine, I think.
this is the CSV file. It's very simple. Just the first column is name, and then source item URL, and then the source. The source is the ID, and then the role. The role is directorship or shareholdership, whatever you want. And then the rest is all the data. Is it visible for
So
you?
here, like there is a, for one company, there is like multiple rows here.
That's right, yeah. For now, I just put the role, the same role for, so this is actually a bad example. I should not put the role here. I should put it in the, when we input the user here, you see, the second line. So this is to create the company listing with the company name. We're just pulling the company name from this. We're just pulling the company name, the URL, and the source ID. I didn't use the role from here because the role, in my example, and we will share it with you here, you will have the template. The role comes from my configuration here. I'm saying the role will be director, so I'm feeding it using Rtila. I didn't feed it from the Excel file, but I could.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can match fields to a CSV column, or you can match field to a dynamic Rtila data or a static data like this. So we will provide the template, because I think once you use the template, it will make more sense. But also we will do a proper tutorial. Today is more of a demo with just like the basics of it. And this is still a bit kind of complicated at first. But once you do it one time, two time, and then you have your own template, you always reuse it, almost always, because you use the same field names. So you tend to just change the last part of the code.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And I know this is new and it's a bit overwhelming, but we will be here to assist you guys, and we can help you make it work with your table and with your data, with your CSV, and then from there you can learn. So always, like what I was trying to tell you, Bozidar, we want to offer you a hands-on learning experience, so that even if it's complex from a technical perspective, when you have a real example with your own data, it's easier for our brain to say, oh, now I get this concept.
Yeah. True. Yes. Yeah. Just a silly question. I'm still not sure if I'm missing something. The community. You have a school. You have a community on Rtila.
Yeah.
But
So
it doesn't happen too much there. It's
no, I was.
Am I on the right community, or you have
Yes.
some hidden community that I'm not aware of?
No, it's rtila.com/community, but like you said, there is not so much activity yet, because we're maybe just a dozen of us, and even all of us, myself, I can criticize myself. I have not been very active, but the content is coming in.
No, because I had also problems with reaching you. I tried email, I tried WhatsApp,
Yes.
I tried just maybe with the fire, and like an Indians, that's the last way to try to reach you.
I saw your email. No, that's. I don't know if you were at the beginning of the call, but I was saying
because,
that.
Because I'm not sure. Maybe you have some hidden,
No.
some secrets way to communicate with each other.
No,
So
I apologize.
I'm a bit confused. So it's all okay. You saw
It's all
email,
okay.
okay.
It's my bad, and I get the same feedback from my wife. She is asking me where I am.
You should get help. Some
This
beautiful secretary.
we're starting. No, this actually was what took me the most time. This many-to-many relationship. I wanted personally to be involved in it. So I spent between 6 to sometimes 8 hours just on this every day. So I was like kind of delaying many things, and I'm sorry I didn't reply you, but we will catch up to that. So hopefully now there will be more activity and more responsiveness. And also we have 2 team members that are starting to come in and work with you guys. Eric, you already have your weekly call with Saleh. So we will be setting up more team members joining in Bozidar, because we all have like different skills. So you will have other team members that will be in touch with you to advance different parts of the business. Coming up, this is still a new program, and I was very much involved, almost only myself at the very beginning, and now we're starting to have 2 other people involved. So slowly the team is going to grow around this program. But please be like Cyrus. Cyrus is contributing. Mog is contributing. Actually, Mog is bringing us some young talents to help us as well, to beef up the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mog, thank you. I didn't know you were connected.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, maybe if you want to say a few words, and long time we didn't see your face, so it's nice to see you.
I know. Yeah. Eric has been stealing the show. Yeah.
Yes.
But no, it's exciting. I'm really excited about the lead gen, Directus platform. Mohammed, thanks for the session that we had. There's
Welcome.
just a lot of crazy amount of use cases that you can actually do. I'm really excited. I actually forgot about the roadmap, the API marketplace.
Yeah.
That's gonna be big.
Yeah, and that's quick. That's
Yeah.
actually a quick integration. You don't need a
It's a quick
website. You don't
integration.
need.
Because I use Rapid API heavily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Currently.
So
But
you use
now,
it as a consumer.
exactly.
So now you'll be on the
so I
other
want
side.
to be a prosumer, a
Yeah.
producer and a consumer.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You know, some people, they pay for stupid APIs a few dollars per month.
Yep.
Some very
Yep.
simple data. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So what I'm excited about is, the whole relationship and how we can really add a lot of value to like different sector. As Eli mentioned, really think big and identify some, different demographic or use case. Yeah, I've got to figure out the pricing.
Yeah.
so,
No,
so
that's
that's
also something that we are here to guide you a little bit. So once you reach there,
yeah,
there is a way I use. I call it the Japanese way, uh, which is weird,
yeah.
but it works.
Yeah, the pricing is going to be interesting. An area that's big in Texas is the construction industry. There are
Mhm.
people that big build custom pools, and for high end, like homes or commercial like properties. So being able to find those potential uh, leads and
Ah,
whatnot,
nice,
that those are huge. Those are huge.
nice,
So that's an area that I'm currently working on to really understand that industry and how to better scrape
superb,
leads
superb.
within that sector. But great to I was just listening in and soaking in a lot of nuggets.
No, I hope you're enjoying the director's instance.
Oh yes, absolutely,
Cool.
absolutely.
Cool, thank you, and also thank you for also bringing us some young people to give us a hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You're gonna have 2 guys, yeah, that are gonna be, really diving in deep and getting their hands dirty. Yeah.
super cool. And I saw Alan. Alan also is starting to get some nice data in a specific industry. Bo, I think you have a very nice opportunity that hopefully next week we can start working on it.
Oh,
But
yes,
yeah,
definitely.
but that's more for the franchise, for the compliance franchise. Bo find a very good contact with the potential little market, so hopefully we can make progress there.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Mhm.
Yes, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead if you want. And if you want cooperation, Bo, or anything you need from the community.
Thank you. So, question was, I was thinking about trying to link companies because the person that we are talking about was actually interested, even though he wasn't able to picture it out completely yet. But the
Mm-hmm.
idea of automating um the like for example just the basic um the basic background investigation thing that you can do in Google.
Yeah,
That
the due
one
diligence,
already,
yes.
yes, that one already caught his attention, and then since he can influence a lot of these insurance organizations,
Yeah.
sharing of data would be critical. Like for example, what if we find out that in this company A, this person has a criminal record already? Would it be would that be a data privacy issue if I share it with the community for them to be
No.
aware of this?
No,
Would
because the data that we got was already public. We got it from Google. So if somebody made a crime and there was an article about him and they publish his name related to a crime keyword, then it's already public data.
I see.
So so it's not we don't have that problem for this industry.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, because what I'm trying to look at is how can they, as these are decision makers from each companies,
Mm-hmm.
how can we maximize using their information as a whole
No, definitely,
and not.
and also for your information, Bo, and for everyone, Eli as well, especially for you in London. This week, we have kind of came to an agreement with a local compliance company, and we are starting with them. We're giving them a test account for their compliance team, and these are professional compliance officers. So we're going to get a lot of feedbacks, and we're going to improve the due diligence automation and franchise. So we're starting, I think Monday, we're starting the real life tests with the first client. So we will update you as we go, and we will use that knowledge, Bo, to go into a first call with your contact and your client, and we will explain together.
Great,
Yeah,
appreciate it. Thank
you're
you as
welcome.
always.
And as we go, we will create like 2-pagers, PDFs, PowerPoints, so that every one of you guys who want to promote that compliance offer, you can just take our PowerPoints, put your company name, put your photo, and then go with some material. It's just that the beta people who join us, we are building that material as we go.
Yeah, definitely compliance for me is the way to go, as well as the API side of the market. I can see great value there.
Yes, and also we got you a new VPS, Eli, in the UK, just so that you can also get the UK thing landed there. So we will scrap the other one. We will recuperate it, and then you get a UK one with the new schema.
Looking forward to it.
Bozidar, please don't be shy.
Yeah. No, okay. No, just a question outside the box. I have a VPS here in Contavo that I don't use anymore, but I'm still paying.
Yes.
It's usable maybe for Rtila. So
Yeah,
can
yeah.
I install Rtila there?
Yeah, we can. If you give us the access, we can install Rtila there, and you can run Rtila 24 hours a day.
Yeah, that was an idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because on my computer, I already have some bots, and they consume a lot of
Yes.
computer opening and so.
Well, actually, for you for master agents, the first 2-3 months we set up for you the Directus, or the VPS with Rtila. So I think if you can even just cancel that VPS, because in your subscription we're gonna put you a second VPS for Rtila.
Yeah, I understood that. Yeah, but
Okay.
I have just for for playing around. Or
Yeah, we can install it. We can install for you in there, and you can keep it.
The question was: is difficult to install? Or
No. What VPS is it? A Linux or is it Windows?
I think it's Linux.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more complicated, but we can show you, and then we will do a documentation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, it was just an idea. Yeah, so I can cancel. It's €6 per month. I think.
That's okay. Yeah. If you want for testing and stuff, you could keep it, but we're gonna take one that you can run 24 hours a day with backups and stuff. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
You're welcome. Yes. Let's see if is there anything in the chat. Look here. It's hard to read the chat with all the AI note takers.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing in the chats except the
Crazy
bots.
with the note takers.
What? So many messages. Yeah. Okay. So no human questions in the chat. Anybody has any idea or suggestions or guidance for us as we go? Again, we've been slower than what we would like to. We've been not as responsive as we would like to, Bozidar, and not only you. We have many things late. But hopefully now next week, since now, even me personally, I don't have to spend time on this hardcore thinking of the relational data and all the bugs that we had. We can start to move faster on the data acquisition. So we will go the next level with you guys.
Okay, I have a suggestion maybe for the future work with with all the database. For me personally, as a businessman, should be interesting if I can go in a niche. I can ask somebody, give me a data for specific niche, for example, yoga, but pull up the data and send an email to them, but via the contact form. It's
via the contact forum.
Yeah. Go to their website. Do you have an experience how Rtila works with contact forms?
Yes, with AiA, we're gonna come up with something. Yes.
No. Yeah, but
we have.
You did it. It's working.
Yeah, we have one. We call it the generic form submitter. It goes to a contact page and then it fills up the form.
Yes.
It doesn't work with all the forms because so many different forms, but I think 50-60% of the forms we are able to fill them up.
That was the question. Yeah.
But we're gonna work on that and use AI as well to do the remaining 40%. And AI has a very good experience in this. We put it aside because we were focused on the data, relational data. And again, this is a good point you bring, if I may.
Yeah, because the cold emails are good, but delivery rate it's.
Oh no, for me personally.
Maximum, no?
Yeah, no, for me personally, email is the last thing I want to send. First, I want to go into social media, send messages for free and directly to the people, post comments, post on their, contact them through the contact page, and then the email comes last. So you see here, again, when we are in step 7, monetization. In monetization, we also include outreach, market sales and marketing. So there we will do, we already have a command to do automate WhatsApp messaging with Rtila. We have a WhatsApp command with Rtila. We didn't publish it, but we have a WhatsApp command to send massive amount of WhatsApps, either through the web interface or through the WhatsApp API. We have a mass email sending from Rtila. So you could scrape data, check the email is good, generate the content with ChatGPT command, and then send the email with Rtila on the fly. So we have that preparing. So send email, send WhatsApp messages, send SMSs through Twilio, submit contact pages on finding contact pages and then submitting the message through contact page. And we will add so many things, including social media, sending messages on LinkedIn, Facebook, connecting. So that we will probably have a small army of marketing bots. But that will be in a few months, in maybe between 1 and 3 months. I think right now we just in the most difficult part of our program, which is putting the data in the right way in our databases before we increase the volume. Because if we now start and we have like something broken in our schema and so on, and then you scrape 1 million things, and then 1 million things entered in the wrong way, then you have to break and redo. Do you have heard of GSA website contact? No, Mog, but if you can say a few words, let's look at it.
Yeah, I'll say just 1 second. So it's basically a German-based software. It's been a while since I used this. This is years ago. So they may have updated there. So I was curious. We may be able to get some ideas while we're designing, creating our tool.
Oh, yes. So they do website contact pages auto submission.
Correct.
Ah, nice. Let's see how much. This looks a bit old design.
It looks like 1990.
It is an old design. I use it. I set it up for people. That's what I use to contact about 10 million
nice.
a day. You can contact about up to 15 to 20 million contact forms.
Million?
I've used it for 5 million, and I've used it for clients to contact 15 million in a day.
Wow.
What?
It's really tricky to set up. You got to know how to set it up to really.
Yeah.
Crazy. Hey, that's crazy.
You
Wow.
can set it up on the VPS. So
Yeah.
Eli, it seems like you've used it before.
I've used it for years, and
But where do you find 5 million contact forms that you can submit stuff to?
Yeah, exactly. There are. I mean, I've still got 15 million of a list of contacts of websites, etc. I've got a list sitting with 15 million on it.
Let's work on it.
I've got to reach out to you, Eli. Then.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
enrich that.
Contact. I tell you what, contacts forms is the most powerful, but you've got to know how to use it, because the thing is, remember, when you reach out on the contact forms, where it's reaching out is the first desk. It doesn't necessarily goes down to the business person. Yeah. So it will, if it's a small business person, it'll go to the business person. But if you're talking about companies you want to reach and there's about 10 people in the company, whatever, it won't. But if you're clever, you will know how to reach the person depending on their message.
Yeah.
If you know how to message and you ask a specific question that only the business owner can answer, then that message will get to the business owner. There's tricks. I've been doing it for years, how to, and done tests. So there is a method of doing this.
Nice. And also the mass of it, like even if you have a conversion of 0.01%, it's a massive result, no?
Yeah. So the trick of it really is to get the biggest list that you can. And there's a way of cleaning that list. And usually what happens is that people have a failure rate of about probably 80%. But if you know how to clean your list and whatever, that failure rate will go down to about 5%. I know how to clean the list and whatever.
Nice.
And only have a failure rate of 5%. So most of it gets distributed. That's through pain of years of using this. It's beautiful to use, but it's a pain in the ass if when you start using it, because you've got to use it in a particular way, set it up.
That's nice to know. Maybe we can create kind of a product around this with your experience, and if Rtila can do part of the job.
Yeah,
that could be a good use case.
Yeah, because email's really difficult now. It is really, really difficult. But contact, remember, when you're hitting a contact form, when the form is getting sent out via the website and to the person, that is already trusted, because obviously it's contacting the person from their own website to their own email. So the emails tend to get there definitely.
Yeah.
Except the only thing is sometimes they'll have some special security software at the website end trying to see out if there's any spam. And that's where you get proxies involved. And spinning, you've got to spin your content. So there's ways around it. But I can help with that.
I can tell there's been hundreds and thousands of hours.
Yes.
Trust me, it's painful, but it was worth it. But it took me a year and a lot of dealing with people that knew what they were doing for me to perfect it to a certain extent. But this is the way I would hit it, definitely. Because it's nice. Like I said, you can contact 15 million in a day. If you're up to 15 million in a day, bam, and walk away for a week if you want.
And also, you don't have to manage email reputation, because you're not burning your email.
No, you're not. But you're burning.
I'm thinking about also driving SEO traffic. Being very clever.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. I used to drive traffic to people's websites and stuff like that, or contact them directly. Yeah.
What is the problem? Last time somebody contacted me via my forum from England, and you can't get rid of it. That's a problem, because you can't unsubscribe. I had to change my email. He was so persistent.
Eli.
Every day, several emails.
That's not cool.
I wanted to strangle him. That was impossible. I had to change my email. That's the only problem. It's really. It's a spam. What can you do?
Yeah,
but you can blacklist them. Yeah, maybe there's a way to blacklist them, no?
Yeah. No, I changed the email. Okay, nice idea. Eli.
Yeah, let's work on this, Eli. I know you mentioned it 2 weeks ago.
I think it's a clever way also to propose to your customer, to offer to your customer. So you can do it for him or for somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, and
Good.
once you've set it up, it's it's so easy and it's so fast. It's ridiculous. And you know what? As I'm a geek when it comes to tech, it's so nice seeing those. If you go to my Facebook and you go back by a year, I used to share some of the videos when it was spinning, and you see me actually contacting 1,000 people in about 30 seconds. You'll see those numbers go. And
Wow.
and you know what, you get a buzz out of it. You go, wow.
Yeah, that's super cool.
As us men are, right? As us men are. And I must admit, I never get fed up of watching those numbers spin.
No, we were planning to actually do something like that with Rtila alone, but if there a tool that can do part of it and then we can just piggyback or learn from it.
I'll be honest. If I was you, Rtila's got the framework, but this company has got it down to a T. They've done it forever. It's just the pain in the ass is setting it up, but I know how to set it up. Plus, you can do things where you can use AI with it. So
nice.
You can upload, so it spins in a certain way, and you can use AI with it now. So if I'll be honest, why reinvent the wheel?
Of course,
that does the job in it. You do the job in your particular way, which is the framework, whatever. I would just use that piece of software because it is just amazing once it's set up correctly.
Yeah.
And
now we could use Directus or something to prepare the URLs and enrich and select.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's what you're powerful with. Use Rtila for that. Use Rtila for what it's good with, and you use another company for what they're good with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pair it up and use the framework. That's what I.
Yeah, and then maybe this can be a course that you can sell, Eli, on how to combine the two, and you make it easy for people.
I'll definitely do it because you will have problems setting it up reliably, and I'll show you how systematically how to set it up correctly, how to clean your file. So then instead of having failure rates of 60% upwards, you'll have a failure rate of 10% downwards.
Cool. So I think we have a new franchise, the Dervante franchise.
No, I don't think that. Remember, we all have our skill sets.
Yes.
Yeah. And Mark has his skill set in a particular way. I have my skill set. Eric has his skill set, and this is what happens. Our time comes when we start to shine. When
Nice.
there's time, I'll help you. When it's time, Eric will help me, and so on. And that's what it's all about. It's about the community. So I will show you how exactly it's done. And just like Mark and everybody else has shown us exactly what needs to be done and helps out. And that's what the community is about.
Super, guys. Happy to have you guys. We were lucky that we have such a nice small group that we started with. Even if it's small, but I think it's a nice little group.
I'm going to warn you. Well, once you start going down the rabbit hole, you're just gonna go wow, and you're just gonna look at those numbers. You won't want to walk away.
Yes.
Because we're men. We're like, what power?
Yes.
Do you know what it's like?
Mehr Kraft. And is there a way to link the results back to the database? Then we can know the sources that got us this, if they perform better. Is there a way to pull back the data?
As the last time I saw is you can. It doesn't have a direct API, only to the API to the proxy. So you can have an API that goes to like proxy websites and stuff like that. But I don't believe it has an API other than that when it comes to maybe coming into our framework. But because I never had that problem before, I never looked into it. So maybe a situation does have that. I just never had to solve that problem.
Got it. Cool. So this is gonna come very handy soon.
Yeah, exactly. Use your energy for other things that we need to help develop the framework. And then there's a system already there doing this, and we can work together to help integrate that into the framework.
Excellent. That will be in our roadmap. We'll get back to it very soon.
Okay, cool.
Mohamed, one question regarding that. Should we integrate like a tag or something that the particular URL that we have found while scraping has a contact form? So we
I think that's yeah. So one of our bot that you have, we didn't put it, but it checks it and it finds the contact page, and then it gets the direct URL to the contact page. And then I think it will be ready to feed into the tool that Eli showed us.
Yeah.
And also what we were doing, Eli, if it can be useful, is that as we look at the contact page, we check if there is reCAPTCHA, if there is honeypot, and if they are using WordPress or something, then you know what kind of form the contact page is. And maybe, I don't know if that tool allows, but maybe you can have you can train the contact form to behave differently depending on the technology of the contact form. I don't know if they have that.
Yeah. The powerful thing with your framework is you're able to have fields you can bring in the contact form. So just bear with me. So say, for instance, obviously you've got to have the website because it's going to know what contact form and where the website is.
Yeah.
But you can have the name, you can pull in the name, the business, and whatever fields you have in your database, you can actually tell the software that I have these unique fields. And I want to pull it in when I'm creating a message. I want you to put these fields in the messages so they become unique.
Nice.
A lot of people, what they tend to do, they tend to just have one message and send it out to 1,000 people. While in this case, because of you as individuals have unique data set, you can decide, right, I've got a football data set and I'm contacting whatever companies on their contact forms to do football, and I've got a field in there talking about yellow cards and that's unique to you. You can go to the software and you can say, I have these unique fields and I want to create a message with these fields to make it unique.
Nice.
And what that's going to do, then it's a situation, because people are spammed so many times every day, you're going to pop out looking unique because it's like singing like a human. It's unique information coming. So there's loads of things you can do with it, but yes, there's a lot we can do with that piece of software as well as with your framework.
That's super cool. Let's exploit that before we get into emailing and stuff. We should use that approach, and social media messaging.
Definitely. And they've got the proxy software, capture software too. So it will actually look after the capture. So
it will solve the capture. Yeah.
So it's the software you've just seen for doing the contact forms, and plus they have the capture software, which you can pay for, which coincides with that software, and it's made perfectly, and it runs it perfectly, and it will literally deal with all the capture one time too. Nice. If you want to use that.
That's very good. I'm going to study this more.
It's beautiful.
Yes, and also even for ourselves with Rtila, we haven't done marketing for Rtila.
No.
So we are building like you guys, but you guys are going to promote for something else. We're going to promote Rtila with the same tools.
Exactly. Yeah. Mohammed, anytime I see your shorts, I'm constantly liking it.
The little shorts with Neil.
Do you know, Mog, I got worried then because I didn't realize what you're saying. I'm thinking, what are you doing looking at his shorts?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh no, he's talking about YouTube.
Also, I was thinking, did I show him my shorts that I was going to the beach?
He just came out of it just like that. I saw your shorts. I thought, Mark, I didn't know you was that way inclined. I thought you were married.
Yes, I am. I confirm. But I'm wearing a short though. I'll just not show it. No, Bo knows that because, in Philippines, Malaysia, you always wear a short. It's so hot. In islands, it's like that.
So the truth comes out, Mohammed.
Yes. I'll catch you, Mog. I'll catch you with something. Revenge is coming. No. But by the way, let's do some podcasts, some personal podcasts. I did a podcast with Jesse from Israel. Unfortunately, right now it's quite hot for them right now. But we did a podcast, and let's do some more podcasts between us. We've done 2 with Eli, so we can do one with Bozidar. We do live self hypnotization, something.
Maybe we can have a podcast talking about Mohammed's shorts.
That would be Mog. That is Mog idea and Mog creation.
Oh boy.
Excellent.
No context. That's a failed rag. Generated the wrong.
No, we'll forget about it. We have business to do. Just to close that. I will show you my kayak next time.
Oh my God.
It's nice. It's a nice getaway, but I hope we covered enough, guys. And as you know, for me, but now I have worse than me. We have Bo, who is like, Bo, is it like 3 a.m. for you or something? 2 a.m. maybe? He's staying late night.
But it's I think 2:34 here in Manila.
Good morning, Manila.
Morning, guys.
Dedication. Dedication.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you actually. Thank you actually for having me in your community. I wasn't expecting it to be like I'm just starting from this and now I'm wow.
No, we're honored to have you, and we will make some
Thank you
progress.
as always.
Yeah, please be patient. The beginning is slow, just like for you also, Bozidar. The beginning may be slow and confusing, but the second month, the third month, fourth month, it starts to you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
Like
it's,
like Nike said, it's let's do it.
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be exciting once you've got all your data, and then once you're actually promoting it with the contact forms and stuff, when it all comes down together, it will be worth it, honestly.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
a
Yeah.
result. Yeah, it's a
Mhm,
result.
mhm, mhm. Okay. I mean,
The keyword, Eli, the keyword that I will not say.
My God, did he not say it this week?
No.
I am shocked, people. I am very lucky. Look, I'm just happy that now we're in a situation we can now start enjoying things. We're getting just over that hill, and we're getting to more of the fun stuff. So give it another 2 to 3 weeks. We'll get to the meats and the bones where we can start to enjoy. And then our the community with their individual skills are now going to come together and put into the pot, and we're going to enjoy each other's skills at the same time, as well as the data.
Yeah, definitely.
So, so hold in there, everybody. I know it's been quite difficult and hard, but remember, if you don't have the foundation, then you're going to suffer, and you're going to have problems monetizing and being consistent at the same time. So thanks for being here all together and for inputting, and let us just focus, have fun at the same time. The fun stage is coming, and let's have fun and let's enjoy. Has anyone got anything to say at all?
No, it's hard to add anything to what you said. It was beautifully said. And thank you, Eli, always for your contributions. Thank you, everyone, for every
Yeah.
contribution.
thank
Even
you,
your
thank you,
presence is a
Thank you very
pleasure.
much.
till next
And
time.
Thank you, man.
sayonara, everybody.
He said
Sayonara.
it.
Sayonara.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.